Hello everyone and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Game of Thrones Regional Championship Series starting for you. This time round 1, Mr. Nice Guys Games in Pennsylvania. On the left we have Adam, on the right we have David. David's playing Martell Fealty. Adam on the left's playing Lannister, Banner of the Sun.
Is it strength or
It's cost, yeah.
And for setup on the Lannister side we have Sir Ilan Payne, a Lansport Merchant, and a King's Road. On the right we have Syrio Florel, a Green Blood Trader, and a Desert Scavenger. So both getting 3-card setups, but no economy really for the Martell player other than the Merchant and the Fealty, I guess. But location-wise, the Lannister player's coming on top with the King's Road to get him going, but he also has his own in-house reducer, Lansport Merchant. I think I said Lansport Merchant for the Martell. I meant Desert Scavenger. So I'm recording in my hotel room the day before Gen Con 2016. First thing in the morning here, so I'm a little tired. I apologize if my voice is crackly, but I'm trying to get these videos done for you guys before I disappear into the abyss of Gen Con for 4 days. So we have a Trading with Matoshi flipped on the Lannister side into the Long Plan flipped on the Martell side. So as a Martell player, when you flip Long Plan and you see Trading with Matoshi, you're always happy. You get that extra gold that you may or may not use right away, but either way you can save it till the next round if you can't. Do the Long Plan's ability. And we got the Lannister player going first. He's collected his gold there. He's marshaled to Rose Road. So more economy for next round.
5 for Nymeria.
And we have a copy of Nymeria already. But there is Syrio across the table, so if a military icon is stolen, Syrio should be able to help give it back. But we know Nymeria's favorite usually is the Intrigue icon to pair with Tears of Lys, or in a Martell deck, pair with Tyene to help basically remove characters from the board. And we got a Bastard Daughter. So having that King's Road and playing that Trading with Matoshi, I assumed we were going to see 2 bomb characters hit the board, but all we see is a Nymeria and a Bastard Daughter. I did not expect that. He saved 3. Still has that King's Road, so that's interesting that he decided to open with Trading with Matoshi. But probably would have been fine with another plot based on his economy. That's interesting to me. But he does have gold for tricks, so we could see challenge phase events, Milk of the Poppy, or sorry, what am I saying? Tears of Lys or Put to the Swords, for example. Maybe he's saving it for a Burnman to jump in, or a Widow's Wail, or some other ambush. So we had 46 players, I believe, for this regional. So we got 6 rounds of Swiss coming up, a cut to the top 8. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to be notified when those next videos pop up. So lots of videos here from Pennsylvania. We got another regional series coming up after this from Quebec in Canada. And we also should have some Gen Con coverage coming. If I can grab some videos from the North American National Championship there at Gen Con. And also maybe some from the draft, and maybe the Melee finals again if I get lucky. If I have my equipment on me and I'm at the right place at the right time like I was at Origins, I might be able to get up the Melee finals for you guys. But we will see. I believe that conflicts with the draft I'm participating in, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see. So we have Arion marshaled out on the Martell side here. So the tricks begin. She's going to be able to bounce back when she wants to bring a character into play. And it looks like we have an Attainted on Nymeria. So now she's -1 Intrigue icon, but she doesn't have one to start with. So being -1, if she does steal one and give herself one, she'll just be back at 0. So she can never really get an Intrigue icon.
Is it still a marshalling phase after I'm done?
Because we have to pass consecutively before your turn.
So we have an action here from the Lannister player before leaving marshalling. He's going to
So I will kill
use Ilan Payne.
Green Blood.
So he kills the Green Blood Trader. I personally would have killed the Desert Scavenger to hit the economy for next round. But I guess he's just trying to get rid of an Intrigue icon maybe. Or he just feels that it's the higher cost, so it's more worth it to kill. But once they're in play, I feel they're pretty. They're done their effect. But the merchant can keep on giving economy every round if it's sticking around there. Or sorry, the desert scavenger. I keep calling it the merchant. I'm sorry. The little one-cost reducing chud, who shall not be named.
I will give. No, actually.
So the Martell player is debating a Sirio trigger right now, whether he wants to do it or not. But he can pass and then let Nymeria go off and then do it. But if both players pass, they'll just have to do a challenge. Seems like both players thinking through their challenge actions here. I don't know who's holding it up here, but somebody is. Looks like we got 3 gold saved on the Lannister side. We got 1 gold, I believe, there on the house card of the Martell player. But he can gain gold from his plot, so...
Did you pass or?
No, I thought you had action.
No, I said no.
Oh, okay, I see what happened there. The Martell player did pass actions, didn't say it loud enough, or the other player didn't catch it. So he's going to start off with a power challenge here of 1. Which is opposed, so no power will be gained, but it is lost by the Martell player, so he will gain a gold from the long plan.
As an action, I'll strip the military icon from Sirio.
So Adam just triggered Nymeria to steal Sirio's military icon.
2 military icons. Yeah, I just got 2 military icons. And I will do...
So maybe he's trying to do a put to the sword play. He probably has it. He's got 2 gold at least to do it. But he's not. He's just going to do the military with the bastard daughter. He could have threw Nymeria in there and make it 5 strength. Then Sirio has to block to prevent the put to the sword. At least, you know, he, or whoever he gives, I guess, his military icon to. Whether it's himself or Arion, but...
I will, for an action,
So bastard daughter, military challenge, 1 strength.
give Sirio military icon.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it to
Yep, and Sirio just gave himself a military icon.
Choose a character. It doesn't
Yeah.
say choose other character.
And he's going to block for 3.
Fine.
Which I think is a smart play. You want to definitely prevent military claim here when,
no more challenges.
in the early rounds, when your board isn't that built up, you want to save as many characters as you can, I believe.
We'll do power challenge.
So that way you're not putting those early march to the wall situations to thin you down even more.
Unopposed.
Take 1 from you.
I don't have one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So we had an unopposed power challenge there with Arion. Just gaining the unopposed power. There's no power to claim off the Lannister's house card.
Put him out.
And we have a Knights of the Sun bouncing in who don't have renown yet. It's not. There's not 3 plots in the use pile. There are 0 actually in the use pile right now. But they're going to come in and swing for the military challenge for 4. Arion's going to block for 4. Or sorry, Nymeria is going to block for 4.
It's Viper Eyes.
And we got a Viper Eyes triggered after losing a military challenge. So the Lannister player is going to go through the Martell player's hand here and discard a card. You see a Vengeance for Ilya in there.
Yeah.
Blood Orange Grove's in there. I think. It's like a Rose Road on the top. But we got the copy of Arion grabbed and thrown into the discard pile, which I think is a good call. It definitely stops the little actions there of hopping characters in the unknown during challenge phase. But she's just in the discard pile, so if he sees another copy, he can play her. And there's a copy of Blood Orange Grove grabbed on the kill from the Bastard Daughter. Trigger on the Lannister side there. And it looks like dominance is going to the Lannister player. And the Martell player looks like he has 2 gold to keep to the next round. Due to the long plan. I really like the long plan as a starting plot. It's got that 8 reserve, which I think is key. If you don't end up playing a lot on the first turn, you don't really have to chuck anything due to the first round taxation. Reserve check there. And then, yeah, it's always good to keep some economy into your next plot, and sometimes it lets you play a round 2 plot that's maybe not so economy focused, since you can fuel it with the gold that you keep. So it seems to be a popular Martell opener. So if you're playing a Martell deck, assume they're going to have 3 initiative to start. So we got a confiscation to get rid of that Attainted right away into a Call on the Banners, which is going to get him 3 gold. And that Attainted is gone to the discard pile. So Adam just does not want to deal with those Attainteds. He wants to get rid of them as soon as possible. Because once you get them on characters, and then eventually Tears hit or Tyene hits, then they get that attachment back, and then the next round it's back out again, and sometimes they can cycle it and just repeatedly kill characters each round if you don't deal with that attachment.
Anytime I win, entry.
So we got the small council chamber there, played on the Lannister side for 3 gold. So anytime he wins an intrigue challenge, he's going to gain a power. So is he playing some Casterly Rock in this deck? That's a possibility. And it looks like the Lannister player is playing the attachments in his banner for Martell, and he throws out an Imprisoned, I believe that one is, the military icon removal.
You're fine, go ahead.
3 from that, and then 4 from the feeling kind of Lannister, you know.
It's a lot of gold.
6, 8, 9.
So Martell's going to marshalling, and if you notice, that Lannister player still hasn't popped his King's Road yet, so maybe he's sitting on a handful of events and attachments, locations maybe, but no characters he wants to spend that King's Road on. And he did look like he's sitting on 1 gold. So let's see what the Martell player is going to do here. So we got Fealty Knelt there and the Desert Scavenger.
5, Red Viper.
And he's got the Red Viper on the table in round 2. That's a pretty good start. Does he have a way to deal with Nymeria? Can you get a Milk of the Poppy? And the Martell player slowing down his marshalling here. He's definitely thinking it through. He has enough gold to play 3 costs or less probably, and but he's still staring at Sir Ilyn Payne across the board, so it's definitely choking him up a little bit. It's kind of like seeing a first snow out there and thinking that it's going to bounce back to hand. Instead, in this case, it's going to be killed. So sometimes you want to bait it.
No one collected our. Yeah, that's right.
They're supposed to be counting them right now, so.
Okay. You can leave the other crap. That's just stuff or whatever. So.
Yeah, I'll need the scale.
Yeah, it looks like Ilyn Payne is going to kill the Desert Scavenger during the marshalling phase there.
I'll steal an intrigue.
And Nymeria is taking the Intrigue icon off the Red Viper, so right now the Martell player has no Intrigue icons on the table. So Adam's 5 cards in hand are protected.
Power. 1.
And we got a little power challenge here with the Landsport Merchant, 1 strength. And also Adam does need that Intrigue icon if he wants to start getting that location, giving him power for winning Intrigue challenges, the Small Council Chamber. It looks like the Knights of the Sun blocked the power challenge fully, and we got the Intrigue challenge for 4 with Nymeria. He's going to play a Vengeance for Ilya here and prevent the claim. Does have the gold for it. So no defenders declared.
Sorry.
So we got a Tears of Lys played.
And I'll trigger.
And it's going to hit the Red Viper.
No more challenges.
Got the power gain there from Small Council Chamber. Unopposed. Did he do claim though? I don't think he did.
Military.
Opposed.
So we got a military challenge with Serial, claiming the Lannister Merchant.
Power.
Okay. Opposed.
Okay, pull one on him. Look at you on the premiere table. Not for long. So in a round,
And
I'll get dominance.
You'll get Dom, yep.
end of the round, we have the Red Viper being killed by Tears of Lys.
Dead.
And it looks like dominance goes to the Martell player. So we got the Lannister player at 2, the Martell player at 5.
And I was good on my reserve. I only have 4.
Marvel 6 on it 4.
Yep.
Usually I don't have to ever check with this deck because usually I don't have enough cards. Right?
So we got a close call played on the Martell side into Game of Thrones played on the Lannister side.
You have to do. I have to win an
Both
intrigue.
of us, yeah. Neither player can do any other challenges if they haven't won an intrigue.
It's not winter, right?
Not winter.
So I'm gonna draw a card.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna move.
So the Red Viper has been moved back from the dead pile to the discard pile, and a card was drawn by the Martell player. So for each player to do a military or power, they're going to have to win an intrigue challenge with the Game of Thrones being out there. And they can win that on offense or defense to satisfy that.
7, 2.
So it looks like the Martell player is going first on marshalling. Just deciding what to do here.
It's printed cost for him to eat.
Yes.
And yeah, he's just asking questions there about Sir Ilan Payne, who he can kill. So he's definitely sitting on a bunch of characters that can be killed. But sometimes you just got to put someone out there, let it happen, and then marshal someone else. You can't just sit there and not play anything. Unless you're going to play a bigger character, 4 cost or higher, that's the way to go. But sometimes you just got to put something out there and keep him kneeling him. Because remember, he does kneel that Ilan Payne. That's one less character, 4-strength character with 2 icons that's now knelt for the challenge phase.
Kneel.
And that strength being knelt does help a deck that's trying to win intrigue challenges. By a lot of strength using like the Red Viper or Doran's game. Which I'm assuming this deck is trying to do. So there is Doran. He's 6 cost, so he's not going to get hit by Ilan Payne. And all other Martell lords and ladies get +1 strength for each plot in the use pile. Which right now that is 2.
Income of 5.
So over to the Lannisters for marshalling. He's getting 5 gold there. 4 from the plot, 1 from the Rose Road. He's got a merchant back out in play. There goes that King's Road. 3rd round finally.
3.
So let's see what he got. 7, and it is Tywin. And you hear David, the Martell player, just sigh with disappointment there. Which most players do when they see Tywin hit the board. Across from them. And a tainted on Doran. So he's only got the power icon now. He's going to have to win power challenges there to try to trigger off that insight to get some card draw going.
You're up. No targets for him, so he actually has to play.
But we could have Nymeria just steal that power icon right now and make him totally useless, other than, I guess, the military challenge icon thrown over by Sirio.
Oh, first play, that's right.
Yep.
No, you can get
I'll steal a military from
So Sirio's military icon gets stolen there by Nymeria, signified by that token there on Sirio's icon.
Sirio will give the Knights a military.
You have to do an intrigue.
Well, I'm going to give him.
So Sirio's going to do his ability there to give the Knights of the Sun a military icon and stealth. And we have Adam there just reminding David that he does have Game of Thrones revealed. So an intrigue challenge will have to be won before initiating any other challenge. But since Doran lost his intrigue icon due to a tainted, doesn't look like we're going to have an intrigue challenge here from the Martell player. Which Game of Thrones is a great plot when you have Nymeria out on the board. Tywin doesn't hurt either.
So I pass, obviously.
And the Martell player finally passes. Nothing he can do, so we got an intrigue with Sir Ilan Payne. He's going to get the unopposed and the chamber, and there's a copy of Tyene. Grabbed on intrigue claim. Lannister player is happy to see that.
She's just discarded.
Yeah, this is my dead.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I moved him over with that. Close call.
So I just want to give a shout out to the guys at Mr. Nice Guy's Games. Mr. Nice Guy and I believe his wife who ran the tournament. I appreciate them for TOing, and they have a great establishment there. So if you're in the Monroeville area in Pennsylvania, check out Mr. Nice Guy's Games. So a nice, large, clean store. Great tournament area, lots of tables. They even have a projector up on the wall to show you the time in the rounds for multiple tournaments at the same time that they have going on. They have speakers, a microphone system, so you get to hear when they're calling out how much time is left or letting you know when the pairings are up. But they definitely ran a classy tournament and a nice clean store, lots of product, great prices. So I definitely recommend you go check them out. And they also sell, looks like yellow mats with their logos on them, if you didn't notice. Yeah, I appreciate them for hosting us. Looks like a power challenge there. 6 with Tywin, blocked by Doran, but not enough to win.
Claim
And that'll get a claim stolen from the Martell card, house card there, and Renown on Tywin, and looks like dominance goes to the Martell player. So Lannister's up to 6 power. And the Martells are sitting at 5. Very close game here. See if that Martell player can deal with Tywin and slow him down somehow. Looks like they're just Martell player thinking through his 4th round plot here. And it's going to be first snow of winter into a counting coppers, sorry.
You can go first.
cards now.
And the Lannister player getting to refill his hand here with some extra cards from his plot. At the start of the challenge phase, due to first snow, we're going to have anything character-wise 3 cost or less going to bounce back to their owner's hands. And right now on the board, that is nobody. But that may prevent the Lannister player from marshalling extra stuff, like more characters. So maybe the Martell player is just trying to set up a march to the wall here to get rid of either Nymeria or Ilan Payne. We don't think Tywin's going to be a march target, but it's probably what the Martell player is trying to set up here, hoping that there isn't going to be another 4-cost or higher character marshalling here. We do have a copy of Jaime, which will most likely stick around, so it'll probably still be between Nymeria and Ilan Payne if a march is played next round by either player, I guess. And we got a Condemned played on the Knights of the Sun, so they are without any icons right now.
Oh, it's no attachments.
Yeah, you actually.
Oh, and they just realized the Knights of the Sun. I totally forgot. No attachments except weapon. So that's a little sad that they just realized that. But yeah, the attachments all go back to hand.
Because I wasn't gonna, like, there's nothing I would have done differently.
But the Martell player seems to be okay with it.
No,
There's nothing he feels he could have done differently. I'm not sure if there would have been any extra cards in hand there to hit on reserve, or if those attachments would have been out in play on different characters. That could have changed things, I guess. But
It's like at 5.
I guess catching it now is okay. But the attachment goes back out onto Doran. So he does not have any icons right now. And it looks like we got a King's Road here on the Martell side. So let's see what he can marshal in here. And we got Viper back, so that close call, bringing the Viper out of the dead pile, putting him back in the discard pile, did work out for him. So we're seeing the Red Viper back in play again.
Prison Jamie.
And Jaime loses his military icon due to a...
That's a good play there.
I keep forgetting the name of these same things. Imprisoned. Imprisoned is the attachment that removes military.
One goes away to first now.
Condemned is power, I believe.
It was mainly just to keep you from getting some chuds out.
Gotcha. That was a good move.
Both players getting to marshal pretty nice characters, considering first snow. And nothing going back for first snow. And no gold on the Lannister side for ambushing in a Burn Man or anything like that, or Hound. So this should be...
Right now, yeah, +3.
Should be the characters we see on the board at the start of the next plot phase for March to the Wall if it's going to be played.
I'll take the Viper's military.
So Viper just lost his military icon due to Nymeria. But we still have Syrio out there who most likely can just give that right back. But you could always give it to Doran there if you want to put Doran to use and try to get some insight draw using the stealth. So we have an intrigue challenge of 5 using Jaime. We're not seeing him do that military challenge because he does not have a military icon to start due to that art attachment on him.
Unopposed.
So no defenders declared. We have more power gain from that small council chamber. And a copy of Arrow Hota gets discarded. That's always great to see. But obviously no gold to play him right now. But if you get him going with Arion, that's great. Lannister player just debating his next challenge here. And it looks like he's passed over to the Martell player for challenges.
Start challenges. My action with Syrio will give Red Viper.
So Syrio just gave Red Viper military and stealth. So is he looking to do a high strength military challenge here? Try to get the Red Viper gaining some power. Can also kill one of those decent characters across the board.
I take that back.
Looks like he's going back on the Syrio trigger.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you might want to give that to Doran. Draw some cards. And maybe maybe put Doran to use since he has 0 icons right now due to the attachments, and he figures it out. There goes Serial's ability, giving Doran Martell military icon and stealth.
The military. 7. Stealthing out.
Looks like a military challenge. 7 strength. We got Serial and Doran. And he's going to stealth Nymeria. That's interesting. So I guess there is no gold to play out a Widow's Wail or gold to buff Tywin. So he is straight up 6 strength. You shouldn't have to worry about any shenanigans. At least that I can think of. So you get Tywin knelt there. He's not going to gain any renown. You also take down his other 2 icons, so he's knelt. But he does let it go unopposed there. And Jaime Lannister is killed for claim. I would have assumed Sir Ilyn Payne, because he could draw into more copies of Jaime, and most Lannister decks don't play more than 1 or 2 copies of Ilyn Payne, but might play 2 or 3 Jaimes. But I think he realizes the value of Ilyn Payne being out there right now is stopping a handful of cards of different 3 cost and less characters from hitting the board out of the Martell player's hand. So I think he likes that little choke ability that's happening there.
And I win by 10.
And we got the Red Viper winning an intrigue challenge there, I believe. No, power challenge. Getting him 2 power there from winning by 10. So that's for each 5 power, or 5 strength, sorry, he wins by. He gets a renown. Putting the Martell player, looks like at 10 power. Versus the Lannister player at 8. And are we going to see that March to the Wall played? Maybe get Doran March there, get rid of those attachments, but then again, those do go back to the Lannister player's hand, so maybe you don't want to do that, because then they'll just be played right out again, probably on the Red Viper. And no, we have a Wildfire into Counting the Coppers now played on the Martell side, so the Martell player looking to draw some more cards. Wildfire played on the Lannister side, looking to kill one of the characters across the board to even the board out at 3. I am really surprised. I believe this Martell player is running March to the Wall. If I'm correct, I did see another video of his when I was editing. I'm pretty sure he is. And he decides to kill the Knights of the Sun. But yeah, if he marched to the wall, he could have went first, maybe, and
4 gold.
chose his plot to go off and march somebody, and then he wouldn't have to kill for Wildfire. So there's a dupe of Sirio. So it looks like the Martell player's going first. And he's got that Sir Ilyn Payne staring at him across the board again. So, but he's drawn more cards, so hopefully he's got something that he can play that won't get killed by Sir Ilyn Payne, but he only has 4 gold and the fealty reduction. Got the Imprisoned played out again. This time it goes on Tywin. So right now the Lannister player has no military icons technically on the board. But there is Nymeria, who can gain 1 from stealing 1, obviously. And the Lannister player is yet to marshal. Looks like the Martell player is trying to assert his dominance in military here. Maybe that's the challenge he's going for with the Red Viper, and he does have Sirio Stealth, and he can give give military and stealth out, so maybe military is what he's going to focus on for trying to get that Red Viper late game rush going. And do remember that the Red Viper is getting buffed right now from Doran for each plot in the use pile, since he is another Martell Lord and or Lady. So he is going to get, I think he's buffed by 4 right now, if I'm correct on the plots in the use pile. So over to the Lancers for marshalling. We got a King's Road played here. So he's got 6 gold to play with also. And the King's Road's popped. And something for 7 gold here. And of course, it is Sir Gregor Clegane the Mountain. So just when we thought military was going the way of the Martells, the Mountain hits the board, but he is stealthable, that's for sure. And a copy of Bastard Daughter to add another 1 military strength on the board for the Lancer player.
I'm up first.
So over to the Martells for challenges, so quite the board now on the Lancer side.
I don't have any challenge actions at the moment.
Yeah, I will steal. Entry, or not entry, good power from the Viper.
So the Red Viper just lost his power icon to Nymeria.
For my action,
Yeah, looks like we're gonna have Sirio triggered right now.
respond to your action.
And Doran gets the military icon again, and stealth.
Military and stealth.
Gotta be careful here. If he goes too aggressive, you have the Mountain and Tywin, who both have Renown, and he does have that location out to give him power on the Intrigue wins. So even though the Lancer player is only at, looks like 8 power, he can quickly gain power, and he might even be able to close it out if the Martell player is too aggressive.
11.
So yeah, it looks like 4 plots in the use pile.
What's he up to?
So the Red Viper is 11 strength. And I believe he's doing an Intrigue challenge here with him. So if Tywin were to block, he's a 6. And you have Ill and Pain, which is a 4. So can't be defended completely. Looks like there's no gold for any shenanigans from the Lancer player. Could have a Tears played here. The Martell player does have gold, so he could play Tears on the Mountain right now. Or even Nymeria.
So 4, so I'm going by.
So the Red Viper's going to gain another power there because he won by at least 5. And we do see a Tears in the Martell player's hand. And it is on Nymeria, which I think is the right play. The Mountain is scary too, so that's a tough one.
And do
So Martell player's at 10 power here, debating his next challenge.
military.
And it looks like a military with Doran stealthing.
Oh wait, Mary has military. No, she doesn't.
No, Nymeria has power.
Power. Okay.
Yep, she's got power. I don't have any
I'm
more.
not sure if he stealth
No,
the
that's
Bastard
fine.
Daughter of
I
the
know.
Mountain here,
I don't know why they didn't include like
Yeah.
special markers for that stuff. Okay, so I'll do military stealthing out. the
Yep,
bastard.
it's military challenge. Doran Martell, stealth into the Bastard Daughter. 4 strength.
No, put this over.
And it looks like the Mountain's going to block for 10 strength.
Now still kick in even.
And the Martell player just realizing that the effect can be done on defense. Pillage can be not triggered. It is optional, I guess, but it can be,
Okay.
I guess, triggered
So pillage.
on defense also. And a King's Road gets pillaged. So not a character. David dodged a bullet there. But there will be no claim due to the defensive player here winning, and he gains renown out of it, so not bad for him. And no card draw from the inside off Doran. The Lannister player came out on top there.
Alright, power.
So we got Nymeria, power challenge, 4 strength.
Opposed, claim.
Getting 2 power, 1 for the unopposed, 1 for claim.
Intrigue.
And we have Tywin coming in, intrigue challenge, 6 strength. Looks like this will also be unopposed. So it will gain him, I believe, 3 power, 1 off the location, 1 for unopposed, 1 for renown. Which is a little scary to be gaining that kind of power on intrigue challenges. The Lannister player already at 11 before gaining that 3 power. Well, it looks like dominance will go to the Martell player.
Alright.
So no defenders declared. So there is the 3 power gain. So we got 7 on the house, 4 on the location, 3 on characters.
Yeah, attack.
So he's 1 power away from winning.
Either you block it or you don't. Or, well, let's see.
Oh wait, no, yeah, you won't get total.
Yeah, so they realize Lannister player can't win dominance. But he's going to do a military challenge here with the Bastard Daughter. Has to be blocked with Syrio. You can't let it go unopposed or the game's over. No claim will happen. And the Martell player's got the gold for dominance.
Here he dies terribly.
So we're at 14 for the Lancers and 10 for the Martells. And there goes Nymeria from the Tears of Liz kill. Send the imprisoned copy attachment back to the hand of the Martell player. And we go to another round here. Let's see what plots they flip. So we got Confiscation flipped on the Martell side, and it looks like a Clash of Kings flipped on the Lannister side. He is deciding to go first. This is a little rushy Lannister deck here. He's got the initiative, and he's going to gain extra power when he wins a power challenge.
Just used to seeing that.
Yeah.
And we got a copy of a Tainted off Doran discarded from Confiscation.
And income of 7.
And Lannister player's going first here. One power away from winning. He has 2 renowned characters on the board. A Mountain and a Tywin. The Tywin doesn't have a military icon though, so they can't go in together on the challenge right now. But you do have that extra cheeky power there gained from the Clash of Kings if he does win a power challenge. But he only needs 1, so I don't see how he's not going to win this here in this round. Does a good job playing that 9 initiative plot to make sure he goes first. Try to secure his victory, but we still haven't seen the Martells marshal yet, so they could play some tricks here, and we could see that Mountain lose that military icon, which he does have an imprisoned back in hand after that Nymeria left. So the Mountain's going to probably lose his military icon, so he will sort of be neutered. But that's 10 strength standing for dominance, so it's another power he's got to worry about. But there's a Syrio on the board. Syrio's going to be able to give that military icon back, so I don't see how he's getting out of this one. As the Martell player, I don't see a way out for him. And we have the Hound out there too now. So tons of military strength.
So I get 6 gold.
Tons of strength in general. But no gold saved. Again on the Lannister side. This is a strange seeing a Lannister deck with 0 gold in the challenges phase round after round. I guess no Tyrion. And he's just seen cards that he can play, so makes sense.
1. Prison Syrio.
So Syrio's imprisoned. Loses a military icon. So 5 gold sitting there. The Martell player has passed his marshalling.
That's condemned.
You know it's Aerohota sitting in hand, that's for sure. Whenever they save 5 gold, marshalling from a hand, he's got like 6 or 7 cards in hand. He doesn't marshal anything. I think it's Aerohota. I could be wrong. But that might slow the Lannister player down here from closing it out, maybe, because he can prevent one of the challenges, possibly. But if the Lannister player realizes that, he can overcommit and put extra characters in, so Hota only removes 1 from the challenge. But he'll most likely remove the one with Renown, that's for sure. So let's see how the Lannister player can close it out here. If he does, I don't see how he doesn't. I thought we'd see a Gaston Grey put down on the board here, but looks like the Martell player just didn't see one this game.
That's after you win an intrigue challenge, you get power.
Either
So
way,
David's
after you
just
win an intrigue
asking now
challenge,
how
the chamber
small council chamber works. Just make sure he understands it. He decides it when the Lannister player is at 14 power. He's going to ask about it.
The way I look at it, you can lose 2 games and still maybe make the cut, so you're going to put me on the easy path.
And now David's just trolling him, saying if he loses, he gets to go on the easy path to the cut since he lost his first game.
You pass.
So we're just having some fun with it here. Martell player counting himself out. But let's see how this gets wrapped up here. Let's see how the Lannister player can mess this up. But.
I can't do that.
So he's trying to use Sirio there, but Sirio doesn't have a military icon, so he's actually iconless right now.
But I was going to try to save it,
That's why I put it on him, because otherwise, anyone else, you're just going to give him a military icon.
I really think he should just use Sirio to give his military icon and stealth power to someone else. Maybe like Tywin, who's missing military icon because he also has an imprisoned on him. So I don't see why you just don't give it to Tywin. Throw the mountain in a challenge. Go all in on the military, actually. You got Renown off of Mountain, Tywin. And if Hota's there, you can only remove 1 of them. I don't see why you just don't go all in military here. And you can stealth out like the Viper. So we got a military challenge of 11. We got the Mountain and a Bastard Daughter here. But if Hota's there, he's going to come in and bounce that mountain out, that's for sure. And he could defend and win the military. So the Martell player just taking his time here. He's going to evaluate the situation. Got to pay attention to who's not in the challenge. Who could come and hurt you in the next challenges, because he's 1 power away from losing this game, so he's got to play this real careful here. But I don't think, even if he can stop the Lannister player from winning here, I don't see how he's going to close it out, because you have to deal with this probably next round. And I don't see how he's going to take too much power and be able to close the game out here. He is only at 10. But if the Lannister player does overcommit here and he's not able to gain that single power, the Martell player can get in a position where he could be going to the next round winning. Or get really close. Or he could even win, I guess, with the Red Viper. Is 5 extra strength right now, I believe, from Doran. So he might get a couple Red Viper triggers off if he does it right. But I think he might need to use the Red Viper on defense. So there is Hota. But he used Fealty to reduce Hota's ambush, which you don't do. I mean, I did that when I was first learning the game, but it does not work that way. You can only reduce his cost when you marshal him, not when you bring him in from ambush. But he did have enough gold technically, but that leaves him with the gold saved, so he might be able to use that gold for something else. But both players seem to be allowing it here. You kids at home, you can't use Fealty for on your ambush cost of loyal characters.
I'll give Tywin stealth.
So Tywin just got a military and stealth from Sirio. But it's all about that stealth. He's going to try to do an intrigue or power challenge here.
For my action, then I'm going to give Red Viper military.
And Sirio just gives Red Viper military and stealth before the challenge. So you can't stealth out the Viper now to get that power challenge and close it out here. And as we see, the Red Viper has a little 7 in his strength icon there, as opposed to Tywin's 6. And when Tywin doesn't have the extra gold on the table, he is not as good as Red Viper.
I'll bring intrigue of 6.
So an intrigue of 6 with Tywin. Most likely stealth and Doran.
Defend.
no stealth at all. He doesn't stealth anyone, and we got the Viper and Doran both going in.
Doran's game.
Nice flip him in.
And there goes Doran's game on the intrigue challenge there. So he collects enough. He wins an intrigue challenge by 5 on the defense. Closes it out there on defense. I did not see that coming. Plays Doran's game. Collects enough power to win. So congrats on David for winning your first round of the tournament. And stay tuned. We got more videos coming up from this series here. So I was surprised the Lannister player couldn't close it out. Actually loses on defense. That was an interesting one. But yeah, if you want to support the channel, you can donate at patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. As little as $1 a month helps it go a long way. It helps me get some stuff to improve these videos. And if not, it's cool. See you in the next one, guys.